Members of the community are afforded an opportunity to express their views. It does, however, respectfully suggest that citizens attempt to resolve concerns by speaking directly to school administrators before bringing it to the board. Individuals with a relevant interest in the functions or duties of the board are invited to speak a maximum of 5 minutes on any one issue. You are required to give your name and address before speaking.
So it took longer to read that than people were actually going to. Move that the public portion be closed.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Oberg, that passed unanimously.
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we move on, could we go back to minutes?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank
May I have a motion on the minutes?
you. Move the minutes of July 12th special, July 12th executive, July 21st special, July 21st executive, July 21st conference, July 21st executive. July 21st executive, July 25th special, July 25th executive, July 25th business.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Mr. President, I provided the board an updated of the July 21st meeting. The items that were added to the agenda were not present on the set that was sent home to you.
Thank you. On the question? Roll call, Mr. Oberg.
Mr. Kofa?
Yes.
Mr. McDevitt?
Yes.
Dr. Maloney?
Yes.
Mr. Stargell?
Yes.
Ms. Andrew Williams? Mrs. James Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes, it's set on the July 21st special meeting and the executive session.
You're abstaining on that?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien? Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Resolution passes.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to also go back to the report of the student members of the Board of Education. We skipped them.
No, we haven't skipped them. We
Oh,
have,
okay.
we'll do that a little later.
Okay.
But thank you for making sure that I...
Yeah.
Yeah. That's with me. Report of the board solicitor.
Mr. President, the only items I have this evening are for executive session.
Thank you. Report of committees of the Board of Education.
President, if I could, just real quick remind everybody that next week is the first one of the back-to-school nights. Baltimore School back-to-school night is next Tuesday night, August 30th at 6:30. Earlier this evening, I came up a few minutes earlier and I went down to the cafeteria, the new serving line, and the Renaissance Lounge, and they look like new facilities. I commend the students for particularly the Renaissance Lounge for all their efforts that they put into that over the summer, the design of the artwork that's down there, the actual physical labor to paint the murals and so forth that's on the walls. So pass that on to your fellow students that they did a beautiful job. It's exciting. I think it's going to breathe a little freshness into it, and I look forward to a great year with that working out and being very successful. Also, just remind everyone that, I don't know how many of you are aware, but about 5:30 this evening, Camden County was put under a hurricane watch. And so this is a serious storm, so treat it seriously. Want to take some time to prepare for it. Secure things around your property, put your trash cans, secure them, if you have a garage or so forth, from your lawn furniture, your pools, they will come projectiles and cause damage to your property, your neighbor's property. And it's a serious event. Everyone treats it that way. So, thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, may I piggyback on the comment that was raised about the state of emergency that has been declared? The school district was notified today by the Township Emergency Management Coordinator that the possibility of this weekend, the intermediate and middle school may be necessary to use as is a emergency center. We were asked to alert and have available 4 buses and alert drivers to be on standby in case that does happen to come about.
Thank you. Okay, report of old business.
I, Mr. Chairman, I distributed a job description last week, and pardon me, even though I think boards usually vote on, but I'm asking them to approve it tonight. Those who were not here, we did mail them to them.
Okay, is the board ready to vote on that at this time? Okay, may I have a motion?
Make a motion to adopt the job description of the Director of Curriculum and Instruction that was distributed last week by Dr. Johnson.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the question. Roll call, Mr. Oberg.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
Mr. McDevitt?
Yes.
Dr. Maloney?
Yes.
Mr. Stargell?
Yes.
Ms. Andrew Williams?
Yes.
Mr. James Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Wynn?
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien?
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Thank you. Do we have any other old business?
Yes, Mr. President. I discussed with the board last week about the Food Bank of South Jersey and the different programs that they offer. One was a backpack program. I had a meeting with one of the representatives of the food bank this week. She was shocked to hear the number of students that we have in the district, and that the backpack program would not work out. They try to limit it to 80 to 100 students per building. So we talked a little bit more. They do offer what's called a school pantry. I didn't like the sound of it because it sounded like we were going to be stocking things, but actually what it is they will come on site, say to the Park Avenue campus with a tractor trailer and distribute the food out of the tractor trailer to the families that are pre-qualified. And that was another question I had, because you have to have at least 50% free and reduced lunch. Children in your district, which we have much more than that. I did question our attorney, Mr. McConnell, about releasing free and reduced lunch information to the food bank. He said no, which is the correct answer once I thought of it, once I thought about it. I got back to them and they said no, it's just, they only offered to districts that have at least 50%. There are other criteria such as income, SSI, Medicaid, Families First program. And what they would do is, if we move forward with this program, they would contact the superintendent and the business administrator and get a way in to talk with the staff and the PTAs about volunteering, and have pre-qualification nights where parents can come in, fill out forms, get pre-qualified, and then on the nights that the distribution is, they would just have to show up. They issue them a card, and they would get between 30 and 70 pounds of food per month on average. The only thing with us, say if we had it at the intermediate school, the Park Avenue campus, they do ask that if it's inclement weather, such as snow or rain, that we have offer them facilities that are indoors. I figure that, we have a gymnasium and a cafeteria in each school. There would be a possibility of those would be open. If it's cold, that's not inclement weather to them. As long as it's dry, they will distribute out of the tractor trailer. any questions on that, and anybody, does it sound like a program we wanted to move forward with, or does anybody need more information on it, or is it something that we don't want to move forward with? As I was saying last week, there is a need out there. Matter of fact, our church had our distribution yesterday, and it was the highest number in 4 years. The amount of people that came, we usually pack for 50. We had to pack many more bags of whatever we had left over. The need is there. So if there aren't any questions, I'm actually asking for a motion or an agreement, or straw vote, whatever we want to call it, to get together, get administration together with the Food Bank of South Jersey to start this program up.
Are we looking for someone else to make the motion?
No, I'll make the motion. I mean, I'm just waiting to see. Actually, why don't we make the motion to see if there's any questions?
Well, I would like it further looked into. If we could have Mr. Oberg and Mr. Maloney look further into it for us.
Well, it shouldn't affect Mr. Maloney at all. I know we had talked about a summer program, and actually, the Food Bank of South Jersey did mention that they are doing a summer program through the township with the summer recreation programs that the township is running. They do a summer feeding program. So that's really not anything that we're going to do on our end, because the summer feeding program is really, has to be linked to something. It's not just show up, eat and leave. It's like the township's doing, where it's a program, and in between they get food, they get something to eat. This program would just be basically a food pantry, where people, if they come ahead of time and they qualify and get qualified, will know there's a need. If they don't, then there isn't. But I really don't think it's going to affect the food services department at all, because there's really going to be no storage of food or anything like that. But I mean, I can get more information, that's no problem. I just, the sooner the better, but I certainly can get more information about it. But that's, I mean, I can get it put in writing, but that's about